Please take your containers. Please take your container.
Oh, yeah.
And yours also. And yours is in a carton. Very nice, thank you. I think it's called a Garbara. Yeah. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Is there enough text to go around? Does everybody have a text to share? Angushtamatro ravitulyarupaha Sankalpahankara samanvito yaha Buddher gunena atma gunena chaiva Aragramatropyaparopi drishtaha. Yeah, so moving from the imagery of the two birds which we saw in the 4th chapter, one bird is Bhagavan, Atma. One bird is that which is the witness. Jiva is coming still. Warming up. So, yes, one bird is Atma, one bird is Jiva, but one bird is, is the truth of the body-mind complex. The metaphor of the bird is the truth of the body-mind complex that is unaffected by anything that's going on. And if you look in any given moment, a lot is going on. A lot is going on outside, and how much ever is going on outside, at least 10 times more than that is going on inside. So a lot is going on, correct? But the one who says a lot is going on is free of pain and sorrow. That is the one, Aparaha drishtaha. Aparaha means the other one, which is which has a godlike nature. Why? Because it is non-separate from God. It's going to say later. So it is free of hurt, guilt, pain, sorrow first you say it is free of hurt, guilt, pain and sorrow. And the it is revealed to be I, the T gets crossed out, ter lopaha. So, so the T goes away. Actually, there is a grammatical operation in Sanskrit called T which goes away. So here, the literal T goes away. And that is what is called I. So first you have to somehow connect to that within the body-mind-sense complex as free of all pain and sorrow. So it's always there is a sense of remoteness. So you say it, that it, from where it is, Why? Because you are playing tag. That's why it's it. Yeah. Then, after you become familiar with the it, the T goes away. Yeah. The T gets crossed, not crossed, crossed out. And then what is left? I. The it is revealed to be I. So I am that which is of the shining nature of the sun. Ravitulya matraha. Angushta matraha Ravitulya rupaha. Ravi is sun. So, resplendent like the sun. And why is it compared to the sun? Because the sun has a certain quality. It shines its light on everything. If there is a group of people studying Shvetashvatara Upanishad, where under a tree during the daytime, the sun will shine the light. And again, if there is a group of people, a pack rather, a pack of, people given to thievery, and they are planning a heist, the sun doesn't say, no, I will not shine on them, it shines on them. It is just compared to the sun because what we are talking about is the light of awareness. It shines indiscriminately. It reveals everything. It reveals everything. And everything, it is self-revealing and it reveals everything else. And where is it located in the body? If you ask, then that question is a difficult one to answer. Why? Because it's everywhere, You don't have to, if somebody is pinched on the little finger, yes, there is awareness. Wherever there is the body-mind sense complex, the sensation of I, there lies the awareness. That's why what moksha or freedom from samsara is revealed to be, it's to grow this I into being everything. The whole universe is I alone. And that's not possible when one is deeply identified with everything that is small. Yeah, that is the thing. So it's very subtle, it's going to say later, and at the same time it is everywhere. No, but I want to locate it. Where is this Atma? Where is this Bhagavan? Where is awareness located? This is a very, trick question. If you say awareness has a location, then that location becomes more powerful than the all-pervasive infinite awareness, consciousness, naturally. If I say the location is the buddhi, where the awareness is located, it's the intellect, then the intellect becomes powerful and the awareness becomes available for inference, right? So, is the awareness located in the buddhi, or is the buddhi, the intellect, located in awareness? Because it can go both ways, at least from the surface of it. It's kind of like the gopis, the milkmaids dancing with Lord Krishna. Was there one Krishna in between two gopis? because there was Gopi Krishna, Gopi Krishna, Gopi Krishna, Gopi Krishna, and they were all having a jolly time. Because the gopis didn't want to share Krishna. So he said, no problem. I'll just clone myself. In fact, I'm good at doing that. I've done that with the whole universe. So there's no problem in making 3D copies of myself. Simple. Easy. Anganam antare madhavam. Angana means a woman. Gopi here, milkmaids. Anganam, in between two Anganas, Antare, in between, Madhava is the Lord Madhava, located in between two gopis, because they are dancing in a circle, it's an infinite loop. Madhavam, Antare, Angana. Or, in between two Madhavas, in between two Krishnas, is located one gopi. Ayyo. So the idea is, this is the wonder. It is a wonder. The whole thing is, paradoxical. And furthermore, to continue with that story, which is far more interesting than the verses of the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. So, continue with the story. The milkmaid was happy when she was dancing with Krishna, when she only was, forgetting herself and just dancing. The moment she looked at the other milkmaid and said, oh, let me make her jealous, then she saw Krishna there and not here. This is all metaphorical. It's metaphorical because when when that longing is there, insecurity is there, bye-bye Krishna. Krishna goes bye-bye. When one is contented with oneself, Krishna is always with you, because Krishna is that contentment and that ananda. So if you want Krishna to dance with you, you have to be in ananda. That's all. Simple. That's all it says. If you are contented, then then the Lord, there is no sense of separation from the Lord. The Lord is right with you. Wherever you are, the Lord is right there. So is the consciousness, awareness located in the buddhi? Or is the buddhi located in awareness? Which is it?
Buddhi and awareness.
Actually, both are wrong. Without, making this more suspenseful. Technically, shastrically speaking, both scenarios land us into a ditch. And I'll tell you why. The first scenario, of course, is very obvious why it lands us into ditch, because I already told. If the awareness is located in the buddhi, bye-bye, because what's the point? Then the buddhi becomes more powerful. The finite buddhi becomes more powerful than the infinite. How can it hold the infinite awareness? Come on, this doesn't make sense. But then why not we say buddhi is located in awareness?
Requires a location.
What requires a location?
No, then
No,
limits
buddhi.
awareness by a location.
Huh?
Limits awareness in terms of location.
No, but we are saying, yeah, exactly. So then we have a duvidha, then we have a dyad, ashraya and ashrita. So the the awareness becomes ashraya, becomes a refuge, a location for everything. Like even, let's get the big one today. So, flower located in the pot. Now it has become a flower pot. Flower is located in the pot, right? So then you have the located, which is flower, and then you have the locus, which is pot. And how many things are there? Two. Don't say one, Yeah. Because you don't get all Vedantin on me right now. Reserve that for the end of the class. So two things are there, and they will always remain two, correct? Because there will be the locus and that which is located in the locus, on top of the locus, underneath the locus, whatever it is. So this is technically wrong because what are we into? Advaita. What is Advaita? Two, right? No. Non-dually one. Even if you say one, then you can. If you say one, I can say half. You can say quarter, etc., etc. Advaita means non-dually one. It has all to come back to that only thing, which is that consciousness and awareness. And so, really speaking, awareness cannot be located in the buddhi, and and on the contrary, the converse is also untrue, that buddhi is located in awareness. And if you're trying to explain to somebody else this, I suggest don't. If you still want to retain your friends, don't talk about this at all. But if you just, if you get a Vedanta high and you want to, Christmas parties are coming, and you want to just show off what you studied till now, if you can't resist the temptation to not discuss this outside of class, you have to say, if you're constrained to discuss this, then please say, buddhi is as though located in awareness. A lot of things can be gotten away with the catchwords, as though. And trust me, you cannot overuse this word even if you tried in Vedanta. Everything is as though, as though, as though. Yeah, as though hunger, as though food, yeah. As though anger, as though, as though, as though, as though. As though Krishna, as though Gopi. Gopi is the separation. Krishna is that one. How did this one become so many? When the Gopi wanders, her Krishna goes away. Krishna is here, peace of mind and everything. So Gopi and Krishna are here, the two things that are being talked about here. One in the last verse. In the last verse, the one who is karta, doer. What's the other one? Bhokta. First you do, what do? Dig a grave and then lie down in it, Yeah. Karta, digging, lying down, bhokta. This is what it is, I think that's not the saying. I think it's make your bed and then lie in it. Yeah, bed can be a grave, permanent bed for the body, departed body. So karta, you dig, and then what? Fall in it. Bhokta, karma phala, bhokta. So you eat the fruits of your action like the first bird, or the second bird. I forgot how we counted. Anyway, the bird that hops around. There are two birds on one branch. One of them is a restless one, hopping around, eating everything, ODing on berries, and the other one is just looking on very, very benignly, looking on comfortingly, looking on just and witnessing. So the witness bird is, what constitutes the witness bird is that, awareness without location. Nothing is located in it. It is not located in anything else. It simply is. And it as though has populated all names and forms. So no name, no form is away from that awareness. But awareness is not any single name and form. This we have to understand. So the two birds, it's a metaphor for the I that is going about its day, hungry, angry, lonely, what else, sad, fearful and tearful. Which bird does it relate to? The one that is gathering the berries. The berry gathering bird. It is called the jiva. Jiva means the I, the awareness as it obtains in and is conditioned by a particular body, mind, sense complex, like even this space in the pot is conditioned by the shape of this pot. Can we agree that there is space in the pot? Yeah. Okay. Abba. Okay, that's nice. So the pot space is as though conditioned by the shape and the size of this pot. But it feels, if it has a human mind, it will be very sad, especially if it looks at this fellow. This fellow can eat up this fellow, and it has a flower as well. I don't have any flower. Okay, you can have the flower, no problem. Yeah. Yeah, but I look ridiculous. I look terrible. I look like I need a haircut. I look like I have dyed my hair purple. And do you mind not holding me with these 3 fingers and keep shaking me like this? I'm afraid I'll fall. This is the monologue of the sad pot. Why? Not even sad pot space. Because it feels confined to this particular pot. And the pot space here is huge. It can eat it up completely almost. Now we have an interesting scenario. Yeah. And then that pot space taunts this pot space. I am bigger. I am better. What are you doing? You are an excuse of a pot space. I'm a bigger, better space. And this one responds by spacing out. Because what else can it do? Too much pain means one spaces out. And so, the idea is that if this pot space is having a meltdown, why? Because it is small and it's not all, and it's not able to come out because it's conditioned by the pot. It keeps praying, when can I join space? I want to merge in space. Are you separate from space now? Yeah. According to the spot space. I feel separate. And then this one has had a makeover. Then this is no longer the competing, thing. Now this is pot space guru. Pot space guru says, you are already one with space. What's that? Hey Guru, what's that? First this has to go and say, okay, please give me knowledge. I would like to study with you, and I ask for this knowledge. Is the pot space talking? Small pot space. And saying, I have been afflicted by samsara. I'm terribly sad, I'm terribly lonely, I'm away from everything. How come you look so calm, and can you just please help me with this? And the Guru, space Guru, not spaced out Guru, space Guru says, theek hai, ma bhaishtha, don't be afraid. I will teach you. How will you teach me? I'll teach you just like my Guru's pot space, Grand Guru, your Grand Guru taught me, I will teach you. Who taught your Guru? My Guru was taught by his Guru, by her Guru, by his Guru, by her Guru, by his Guru, by her Guru. Until we go to the ancient pot space. This is Patampara. Pot Parampara. Parampara means lineage. So we come from a fine Patampara, and we have come so far, and they all crossed over this loneliness. They all crossed over sorrow. Don't worry, little pot space. You will also cross over sorrow. This is what the thing is. And so if everything is as though, then this bird is also as though. Which bird, right? Which bird? Yeah, the very sad bird is also as though, right? Huh? Yes? No?
Yes.
To say decisively yes, especially if you feel like saying no, or if you feel like keeping silent. That's how this goes. You have to decisively say yes, because this bird is also as though. Because you can't have two. If you have two, that means there is a vision problem, correct? You see two in place of one means you need to go to the optometrist. Yeah. Because there is a vision problem. That's what happens, in India when they've had a drink or two and they're driving badly, especially in the villages, So the cop comes and makes them get down, from the vehicle, and we don't have all these breathalyzers and all these things. Simply they go like this. This is an instant test. How many fingers? And if the person says 2, immediately the vehicle, usually a bullock cart, is confiscated, and the person is told to chill out and sleep in the lockup for a few hours before being sent home. So if you see 2 in place of 1, one is inebriated. Which is what happens with samsara. Samsara is is what makes you see 2 in place of 1. This is all that there is. Samsara makes you to see 2. When there is only one thing to see, you see 2. And you're tired of seeing 2 because all you want is 1. And everyone is, double, 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 double. And then you look in the mirror, double. And you look in the mirror, double trouble. Yeah. So one of it is wrong, correct? If there is only one of it is wrong. If you're seeing 2, and then if there's only one reality, then the other one is right or wrong. Hello? You want me to repeat it?
Yes. Which one is the
If it doesn't matter, because here, if there are 2 realities, one of which, if you're seeing 2 realities and convinced there are 2, one of those 2 must be wrong, correct? Yes? Yeah. Then now, now it doesn't matter. So now it matters in the next question. Now how to determine which one is wrong, correct? That's what the whole thing is. How to determine which one is wrong is the one that is described in verse number 10, which as the sad fellow, Gunanvayo yah phala karma karta kritasya tasyaiva sachopabhokta. Even to chant it takes, is sad. Yeah. So this is the one. Sancharati swakarma bhihi. So is the one who is endowed with all these qualities, anger, inertia, restlessness, etc., etc., and all the various, states, waking, deep sleep, and what else? What else happens between waking and dream? Yeah, dream, and all these things. And the one who keeps on working, and then what? Working for what? In order to get some happiness in the form of some, milking the samsara for karma phala. Yes. And then what happens? Samsara dukh. Dukh means the one who milks the karma phala for some happiness. Samsara dogdhri. Yeah. Or the full form is that the one who keeps on treating the samsara as a cow, cash cow, and keeps milking it for little finite happinesses, little bit here, little bit there, bit. Yeah, samsara is all bit. That's why now it's called Bitcoin. Yeah. It's all bit by bit. And so the one who is milking samsara is just like, if you milk a stone, if you go through the milking motions, take a stone and go through the milking motion, can you get olive oil? No. You can't. You can't get any oil. Even some cheap rate oil you can't get. Even palm oil you can't get if you keep milking the stone. Samsara is like that. The more you milk the samsara, what will happen? The more the pain, more the tiredness. Chronic samsaric fatigue. Yeah, this is what it is. Chronically sick of samsara is the person, and this is the person that that is one picture. But thankfully, for us, it's not the entire picture. It's not the whole picture. It's a partial picture. What is the partial picture? That this one who is attached to the fruits of action like, having velcroed to the fruits of action, yeah, and velcroed to samsara, addicted to samsara holic, and the one who keeps drinking from, the trough of samsara, along with all the other animals, animals means human beings who act like animals. Prakrita buddhaya, all the prakrita buddhis, sipping of samsara, and the one who is doing that, and the one who has to, and of course, if you have a finite trough of goodies and there are 100 mouths in it, trying to get something out of it, you have to occasionally, as a form of survival, push the one to the left, push the one to the right, push the one in front, push the one in the back, and you have to just fend off everyone else. And so there is competition, there is fear, there is loneliness, alienation, pain and sorrow. So is this the real I, or is the one that is talked about in verse number 11, Ravitulya Rupaha, the self-shining sun of consciousness, the self-shining sun of awareness that has what? Seared through the tears, no more tears because it has evaporated the tears and the fears, and it is the Lord of everything. Is that the definition of the self?
Yes.
Yes. Why? Because again, if we go back to the Krishna and Gopi dance, that is what it symbolizes. The gopis are isolated jivas. Jivas means Atma with a twist. Atma with a twist, all twisted as though Atma. Yes. Kutila gatihi. So the Atma that says, I suffer from loneliness, is called jiva, as though separated from the whole, cognitively speaking. Because in the same body, the jiva, meaning the ahankara, resides, and in the same body, ahankara means I notion resides, and in the same body, Bhagavan resides. And if ahankara becomes bigger than Bhagavan, it will put a shadow on Bhagavan and it will keep looking for Bhagavan. I don't see Bhagavan, there must be no Bhagavan. This is because of self-ignorance, Atma Ajnanam. And this Atma Ajnanam is what is being, talked about here from this standpoint. So this is what the gopi represents. The gopi is the, milk ladies. They make butter and milk and everything. And then, so they represent the common experiences of the human being, of fears, tears, insecurity, sorrow, pain, anger, loneliness, all this. And then they pray for Krishna. Krishna is them. It's just another aspect, or from another standpoint, that's the only reality. So they pray for Krishna to come and dance, and Krishna appears to do a disappearing act. Anganam, Anganam, Antare Madhavam, 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 Antare Angana. Then you see that, okay, how many gopis you count? How many Krishnas? Even though you feel ridiculous, you count the Krishnas. And if you are a gopi doing that, let's imagine you are also a gopi, and then you are counting how many gopis and then how many Krishnas. As soon as you do that, one Krishna is missing. Which Krishna? Your own Krishna. Ayyo. Yeah, why? Because I got too analytical about the whole thing. And the Atma is not a matter of analysis. It's not anumanita. It is not based on inference. You can't count and say, okay, therefore Atma. You can't arrive at that. It's not deduction, it's not induction. And as soon as you try to make it into an object, it goes away. Yato vacho nivartante, etc., etc., etc. Just like how the mind comes back along with the faculty of speech, Both of them have their head hanging low because they went with great aplomb. We are going to catch the Atma, one said. Mind said. Speech said, I will name it and bring it. They could neither find it nor name it. Why? Because the namer was Atma, the finder outer was Atma. So it's like that 10 people going on picnic, right? And then only 9 have come back. And before going to Gurukula, before going to the Guru's place, this fellow had said, I'll take the responsibility of all 10. Counts, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ayo. The 10th one got drowned in the river. And they all cried for the 10th one. They all sat and cried for the 10th one. And they counted many times because each one made the same mistake. Each one said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They forgot to count themselves. And so they all said, let's have a moment of silence for the missing 10th friend. We don't know who he was, and we don't know who he was. Oh, let's have a moment of silence. And they all sat there and wept. And they remembered all the fun they had, putting water on one another and doing all these things and pushing them off the boat. And that was a kind of a mixed memory because that was the last memory they had of the 10th man. Maybe they pushed him off the boat and, So it was a bittersweet memory and they looked really guilty and they didn't know what to do. But thankfully this story was taking place where? In India. So in India, there are lots of holy people walking around. Yeah. The holy man comes, what's the matter? The wise man from the mountain, but not, on the mountain, got down and came and to find out what's happening. What's going on over here? What is this? Did someone die? Yeah, our best friend. What was his name? I'm so sorry he died, but we don't know. We don't remember. But nonetheless, he was very dear to us. Extremely dear to us. And we are, we went to the picnic, we were 10, we have returned 9. What will we tell the Guru? What will we tell his parents? Oh, he was such a jolly fellow. And, and then very soon the holy man knew that this is a bunch of, not terribly bright brahmacharis. And he made them stand in a row. And then called the monitor to count again. He says, oh, you're doubting me. We've done this many times. And through his tears, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See? Idiot, count yourself. Oh. And so in 1 second, the sorrow turned into joy because the missing person was found. Was that person really missing? No. Was that person really found? No. Because only if they are really missing, they can be really found. If they are not really missing, how can they be really found? And this is how one is bound. If one is not found, one is bound. This is what is bandha. And finding is moksha. This is what it is. And this is what we do regularly as a gopi. Gopi means the jiva here, And the gopi looks for that source of security and looks at the other person and sees that person feeling very secure. Oh, they have what I don't have. Immediately, the counting will only yield 9 because you have forgotten that you are that source of security. And Krishna appears to migrate and dance with someone else. And then as soon as that security is, connected with in the heart, then Krishna is back. And then you don't know whether in between the jivas there is Bhagavan or in between Bhagavans there is jiva. Very strange are the ways of this Maya. Extremely strange. And this is what is really the gist of verses number 10 and 11, or is it 11 and 12? What is this?
7 and 8 Swamiji.
What?
7 and 8.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay, all right. Why am I saying 10 and 11? You know,
The next one.
it's all as though, yeah. So yeah, whatever, 7 and 8. You know, it's all about this 10th man. That's why I thought of 10. Yes, that's why it is, yeah. And in fact, even before I narrated the 10th man story, I was still thinking of it as 10. Yeah. So, now another question. Did the 10th man story come because I was thinking of the 10th verse? Let's not go there. So now the thing is this, that which of these would you like to be? The one that we talked about in the last week, or the one that we are talking about this week, which is of the nature of the resplendence of the sun, which is, what else does it say about it? Yeah, which is located as though in the buddhi. As though means what? It is recognized, not located, which is recognized in the buddhi, and which has as it were taken on the qualities of the body mind as itself, but yet it shines separately. So this is the one I want to be, right? It's very clear. Why? Because nobody wants to be lonely, nobody wants to be sad, and nobody wants to be isolated or separated. So now, this is, you can say that, this is the very, the Upanishad is going to say, she's going to say now, that it's a very subtle situation. Yeah. Because even in this discussion so far, we've had several hair-splitting moments, correct? Yeah. How many gopis, how many Krishna? Is the buddhi located in awareness? Is the awareness located in buddhi? Is Krishna next to the gopi? Is gopi next to the Krishna? And and where did the missing Krishna go? The same place where the missing 10th man went, because Krishna stands for contentment and happiness. So we've had many hair-splitting moments, and the Upanishad acknowledges that in the next mantra. Let us read. And it doesn't conform to a meter, so we're just going to read it. Balagra shatabhagasya Shatadha kalpitasya cha Bhago jivaha Savigneyaha Sacha Anantyaya kalpate. Yeah, the Upanishad says, take a hair. See, I'm not kidding. Yeah, bala means hair. Bal, Take a hair and split it not into 2 but into 100. Can you do that? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, but then you'll need a micro knife. Only microscope is not enough.
It would be very hard.
Very hard.
Yes.
I suppose it's doable, because in the microscope it may look like a sheet rather than, it looks like this. But then you need micro tools and then small elves to do the job. Micro elves to do the job. But really speaking, it's not possible. That's the idea. Okay? Yeah. So, agra means the tip of the hair. First what you do, all you have to do is divide it into 100 times. Okay? Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. Then you take one little portion. How many are left? 99. I forget about the 99. You take one little portion and then divide that into 100. Okay? And think. You can just do this visually or, mentally. You can't really do it. Even mentally, it's a stretch. So, first you divide one hair into 100 parts, and then you take one part and then divide that again into 100 parts. Now, why would I do this? Am I out of my mind? Why would I do this? And thankfully, that's why the Upanishad says, kalpitasya cha. Kalpitasya cha means that is, as though. Yeah. So don't really do it, as though mentally do it. Why? Because that infinitesimal part, 1 into 100 into that, again into 101 of that second 100 is called Jiva. Yeah, so if you wanted a little pin on the ahankara, if you thought, oh, I'm doing very well, yeah, I have had a good year and I'm great, and at least a few people in the house love me, and at least the pet dog waves its tail when I come home, and as soon as you start having somehow by mistake a little bit of a healthy self-esteem based on certain works done in samsara, few things you have accidentally done, and then, you hold the door open because you want to go through, but somebody else goes through, and you're polite, and they say, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So things like that. So things like that you've done, and then what, because of, now, because of that you're feeling good, and then here, this is like letting the air out of all the tires simultaneously. Finished. Gone. Why? Because who you think you are is the 100th by 100th part of an already split end of a hair. Then you say, oh, it's like looking at NASA pictures. That's why NASA exists, to give a sense of perspective to all our bloated egos. Really? NASA exists for that reason. You see, solar system, and you see the sun, oh my God, it's huge. And then you see the, Jupiter, Saturn, Earth, and then somewhere in Earth, North America, and then North America, United States, and United States by this time is, like a dot, and then Oregon. Oregon is, half a dot, and then what, Eugene, Oregon, Eugene, comma, that too, comma, Oregon, quarter of a dot, and in Eugene, some house, somewhere, you're sitting, you're less than one is less than a pixel, There was a, what is that called, PowerPoint presentation, that you saw this whole thing, this dividing the hair into 100 and then again 100 reminded me of this. So first you take the innards of a leaf. You look at the leaf through a microscope. Then you say, okay, 100 times more than that. You see the whole tree and the surroundings. And then 100 times more than that, then you see the city. 100 times more than that, then you see the state. 100 times more than that, then you see the country. Then the earth, then everything, and then even the sun is a pixel. And then you come back again in reverse. It's just like that. So, the ahankara endowed body-mind-sense complex. The body-mind-sense complex identified with the finite ahankara and identified with everything finite is the one that is told you are nothing less than 100 by 100 divided here. You are as, small, and the idea is not small really, the idea is subtle. Yeah. That which you think is real and solid, like this body, you think this is real. If somebody goes like this, ow, and put a band-aid. So, all this is, is talked about. So, balagra shatabhagasya cha, shatadha kalpitasya cha. And then what? That bhagaha jivaha. That is the jiva, who is both small, and what? And then, and at the same time subtle. Yeah. So the Atma is subtle and the jiva is also subtle, because the jiva is Atma, really speaking. So jiva means Atma with a twist. I've told you this. So twisted thinking usually. So the Atma is very subtle and the jiva is also subtle. And then saha vigneyaha. Know the truth of this jiva. How to know the truth of this jiva? Study the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Study any Upanishad. Listen to the teachings. Because when you listen to the teachings, all the accoutrements come off, all the makeup comes off, all the masks come off. Scary, cute, not so scary, all the masks come off. And the masks inhibit the understanding of who I am. Because I actually make the masks all the time and keep putting them on. One mask for one place. A mask for the workplace, a mask for the house, a mask to come to, a special mask to come to Vedanta class. I am the best student mask. And then what? A mask to go shopping, a mask while driving, a mask while walking, a mask, this is important, for going home for the holidays, another mask. Yeah. And a mask to, when you're dealing with one's children, a mask when you're dealing with your parents. So many masks, Boy mask, girl mask, woman mask, man mask, gender mask, ethnicity mask, country mask, citizen mask, so many masks. And then if those masks are all gone, then underneath that is notional masks. Democrat mask, Republican mask, ideology mask. Why is it called mask? Because it masks the Atma, as it were, as though. So the masks have to be dismantled. Therefore it is said saha vigneyaha. And seeing through the masks is as subtle an exercise as hair splitting 100,000 times. Very difficult if one is not ready. Easy if one is prepared. Savigneyaha. Know this jiva and know that jiva as potentially, know yourself as potentially without the masks. Know that. Know yourself to be a simple conscious being. That's all. And then what? Then you will see that this jiva anantyaya kalpate. Kalpate is fit for what? Anantyam is fit to be infinite. Otherwise it's fit to be tied, the jiva. Now it's fit to be infinite. Meaning the person is qualified, is potentially infinite. The jiva is infinite. Ishvara is infinite. That's why we say jiva is Ishvara. The individual is Bhagavan, is non-separate from God, because that same consciousness which pervades the jiva, pervades Bhagavan, pervades this whole universe, and the universe is a projection, as it were, of that same consciousness which has entered into all, as though entered into all names and forms and animated those names and forms. And you cannot say there are many, Atmas. No. It's one Atma. Like when you have a lamp and then, an earthen lamp, a fire lamp, a candle, and on top of that you cover it with a pot that has holes. How many lights? As many lights as there are holes. That was the ancient disco. They didn't have disco. So yeah, they would have a mechanical revolving, a wind-up revolving plate on which they would keep a lamp and cover it with an earthenware with holes in it. This is how the royal children in the ancient times were entertained. The child is not going to sleep, so little disco experience. It's not going to last long. It is a pull mechanism. It will just go slowly. Everything, and then the child would stop crying. Rama was entertained like that. We hear. So, royal babies were entertained with this mechanism, and so this was the ancient disco. And then you say, oh, so many lights, so many lights. Actually, it's only one light. That's just, coming out through various apertures. And if the aperture is in the shape of a star, what you see on the wall is a light in the, a star light. And the other one will be in the shape of a crescent moon. The other one can have a drawing of a sun. Or you can do so many things. You can have a little, deer. You can have a dog. You can have a human being. You can have a pot. You can have a basket. You can have so many shapes. And the light will come out in that many shapes, so to speak. Similarly, this Ravitulya Rupaha, that which is, a resplendent light, which was talked about in the previous verse, 8th verse, and 8th mantra, and that light alone is the light of all lights, and that light alone inhabits every body, every mind, every senses. Know that, and when you know that, you see that each person is fit for moksha, if they know that. And so it's alerting us to the fact that this is what is to be understood and known. So not much else to say that. And then it says in the 10th one, Naiva stri na puman eshaha Naja evayam napunsakaha yadyat shariram adatte tena sayujyate. So this Atma is masculine or feminine? Neither masculine nor feminine. Is it transgendered? No, it is. It has transcended gender, but it is not transgender. And is it neuter? It is not neuter either. So it defies categories. Naiva stri, not indeed a woman. Na puman eshaha, not indeed a man. Nacha eva ayam, not indeed is this neuter. Napunsakaha. And so what is it? It is that light of consciousness, it is that awareness, it is that presence which yad shariram adatte, whichever body it as though assumes or enters, tena sayujyate. Whichever body it enters, it becomes identified with that. So if it enters a male body, what will it say? I am a man. Simple. So therefore, what is to be known is the one that is inhabiting and animating all bodies, minds and senses, and all bodies, without any exception. But at the same time, it is that which inhabits all bodies is no body indeed, no one body indeed. It's not affected by the qualities and the attributes of the body or the mind that it inhabits. Okay? Just like the light is not affected whether it manifests in the shape of a star or a dog or a cat or whatever it is simply is that light which is shapeless, formless, nameless and all pervasive. More we'll see. I don't know when, but we should come up with a schedule for what is this now? For January, for next year. Yeah, I should come up with a schedule. We have a small little retreat, one class a day. You can all join online. When is that? From the 23rd to the 30th. Evening 7 to 8, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, evening 7 to 8. And you can all join. And you can get the online, can give it to her, the online, you can send it to her. And you also, you're welcome to join. And then, and then after that, I don't know, we'll see what will happen. I'll just, send, we have to still decide Bodhasara class and all this. So we will see what to do. And I'll have to think about that, yeah.
Also, when can we invite Swamiji back to you?
Maybe in February, I'm thinking. That might be better. Maybe towards the middle, I think, because I have to go to Bangkok. So if I'm already there, maybe it might be easier to come from there. So that might be a possibility. Okay? Yeah. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Any questions are there? Yeah, 23rd to 30th, 25th will be off. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know Banu wanted to ring in the new year with me. Yeah, but we are, the retreat will not be there on that day, I know. But we'll do something on the 30th itself, okay? Yeah. So, some prasad is in order.